Hi there, everybody. Just settling in. Give me a second. All right. I think I'm ready to go. I'm going to turn off this lovely music. All right. Hi there, HR and team managers. Whoever said that leading through change would mean sitting across somebody whose child is in the middle of their school year, whose visa expires 60 days after their last day in the office, and whose partner gave up their career to bet on theirs. And you've been told to say absolutely nothing until that letter arrives. Now, who trained you for that conversation? Who even asked you if you were okay with it? Nobody. If this sounds familiar, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Tanja with TPTalks Working Global, where we talk about what it really means to lead, work, and transition through cultures and borders. Today, we're going to be talking about mergers and acquisitions. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the synergy nor the deal. No, far from it. We're going to talk about what actually happens to people asked to do the human side of it all, and what happens to the internationally mobile employee, the one that speaks several languages and has been hopping the globe, who is caught in the middle. Now, let me give you a little number. 15 out of 20. 15 out of 20. That's how many clients came to me after they completed a full outplacement program, resulting without a job. Now, they didn't fail the program failed them. Because you see, the standard outplacement program was built for locals, not for the bilingual professional or expats, nor the people who globe hop from one country to another and work in different borders and different languages. And that type of a person does not neatly fit into the local job market. Now, let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus is an engineer from Singapore. He moved his family to Holland for a role he believed in, and 1 year in, his role disappeared. Now, the standard package, that was the Dutch CV template, the local job boards. 6 months later, he had no offers. He wasn't even close to a second interview. The program gave him one tool alone, the Dutch market. But Marcus wasn't just navigating a job search. He was navigating who he is professionally in a country that doesn't quite have a category yet for him. Now, let me tell you about Anna, a German legal professional. She built her entire life pretty much in France. She met someone here, has children, and a decade later with one company. Now, without going into details, she pretty much had the same story as Marcus. She got the talk, the letter, and the standard package for a French local. 6 months later, unemployment benefits are basically going to disappear in about a couple of weeks. Why? Because nobody asked her the one magic question that changes everything. Which market are you actually targeting? Is it France? Is it Germany? Is it both? Or it's completely another country? The CV, the positioning, the job search strategy, that whole strategy depends on the answer. Yet nobody asked. And then there's Thomas. He's an executive from Australia. 25 years in C-suite roles. He built this across borders, 1, 2, 3 borders. I have a hard time with my my accent today. And currently, he's in Morocco. Now, he completed his outplacement program. He did every session, he participated in every webinar and the mock interviews. But the benefits are running out at the end of the month. Because the program was designed for an executive in Paris. Thomas was never in Paris. He was in Morocco. So here you've got 3 people in 3 countries, 3 completely different profiles, and one common failure. This is not a talent program, but it's a design issue, a design issue. I want to repeat that one. It's important. Local outplacement for local talent is not the same as outplacement for internationally mobile professionals. Until that gap closes, the Marcuses, Annas, and Thomases of the world will keep falling through it. So, what can HR and team managers actually do differently? Let me start with the first one, which is basically ask first, then build on it. Now, I know this is a tough time, and just getting the wording right and being nervous is going to be challenging. So before even asking where they want to work and asking early, do look in the recruitment file and see how that recruitment happened. For someone like Marcus or Anna, the answer might be France, it might be also their home country, it might be both, or it might be completely another country or just internationally. That one question will change the CV language, the networking platforms, the whole job strategy is going to be changing. Now, if you skip it and they spend 6 months working hard in the wrong direction, and that's a real shame. The second point I wanted to mention was to position mobility as the asset and not the complication. What do I mean? I mean that, like, for example, like a standard outplacement is designed to streamline a profile, right? That's what happens, and that's the objective. Now, if you take an expat, streamlining often means erasing the most valuable skills they've got, the international dimension. Now, 4 languages, three cultures, or 3 countries, cross-cultural leadership, that's not a messy CV or a messy LinkedIn profile. That is a competitive advantage. So if you know how to frame it, and that's important, so you need to be equipped to do that actual framing, that competitive advantage, and not ignoring it at all. And the last and the third tip that I would give is build for the isolation. Now, for a local colleague in transition, they've got their network, they've got their family, they've got their language and their cultural references all around them. For an expat in transition, that's not the same. It often is, they've got to think in their second or third language in a country where their only professional network was the employer who just let them go. And as you can tell, that psychological weight is different. So the support needs to match more frequent communication, more frequent touch points, the cross-border networking access, and someone who understands what it means to rebuild in a country that was never quite their home. So the Marcuses, Anna, and Thomas, they do exist in every company, in every merger and acquisition, in any and every restructuring. They're usually quite quiet when we don't know about them. And they almost always get a support package that was built for a local. I built my outplacement program specifically for internationally mobile, bilingual professional. 6 months across countries, languages, and the complexity that comes with a career that was never just in one place. If your company is going through a restructuring and you have profiles like these, like Marcus, Thomas, and Anna, those expats, bilingual, trilinguals, on that list, let's have a chat before the letter goes out. Before. Now, most likely you can do this alone, but many do. But if something I said today, just something made you stop and think, I'm here. So thank you for attending this short and sweet live. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Thank you.